All right, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Concast. This is episode 2. I'm your host, Eric Kahn. Last week, we talked a little bit about how to start your YouTube channel. If you have an idea that you want to make, if you have just a content that you want to put out there, you're just not really sure how to go about starting it, that was all about episode 1. If you haven't seen that, make sure to go back. There's a lot of good information on there. Episode 2 is going to be focused on, all right, you're already at a position where maybe you've already created your channel. You know what kind of content you want to put on there, but you're not sure how to make this content. What's good content? How do I keep people engaged? How do I make it so that my content sticks out from my peers or is better than my competitions and all that? So that's going to be this episode. Some really good information in this one as well. So make sure you're all strapped up and buckled up. It's going to be a good time, man. But first, before we get into that information, we have a sponsor for the podcast. Can you fucking believe it? Bro, episode 2, and we already snagged a sponsor. This episode of the Concast is sponsored by Charcoalito. You guys already know how I feel about these. These are charcoal-activated filters for your blunts, joints, etc. Put them right in there, and it filters out the bullshit. It gives you a nice, clean herb taste, and it's all around a smoother hit. They're available on Amazon. You can just Google them. I don't have a discount code for you because they're already pretty cheap, but these have truly changed the way I roll my joints and blunts. So make sure to check out Charcoalito, bro, an official sponsor of episode 2 of the Concast. So let's get into content a little bit, man. You know you want to make a YouTube channel. You know you want to put some videos out there. You know kind of the niche that you want to kind of dig into and cement yourself in. So like what do you really do from here, right? The first really important part about making good content is understanding what is already there and what's already being consumed. Easiest way to do that, you go into your niche and you look at your competition. Look at what everyone else is doing and understand why they're doing well. Why do they make the kind of content they do? Kind of just study a little bit. You don't have to take notes or anything like that. I mean, obviously you can if you really want to, but you really just want to watch a whole fuckload of videos from a whole bunch of people in your industry, in your space, in your niche, and you really want to focus on what they do well. What do they kind of focus on? If it's like product reviews or if it's like vlogs or something, what kind of makes them stick out? What are they doing that everyone else is liking? But at the same time, while you're doing this, you want to put it on its head a little bit. You want to focus and you want to look and like what everyone else is doing. At the same time, you want to see what you can do better. You have an idea, right? You're looking at everyone else's content. You're saying, okay, they do this, they do that, but they don't do this, but they don't do that. And that's something that I can do. Easiest example I can give for you is how I started my YouTube channel. I was looking in the weed tube space or the weed content creation space, and it was all the fucking same. Every single content creator I looked at, every single person, no matter big or small, all the content was the same. They just stuck a camera up. They didn't do any editing at all. There was no intros. There was no outros. There was no the only thing you stood for, like the only thing you really stayed around for was like the personality, I guess. And I was like, if I don't have the sickest personality ever, like how can I grab people? What can be my thing that other people fuck around with me for? And eventually it got to a point where I was like doing my own intros and I was doing like the slow-mos and stuff. And there's certain things that I've not exactly created. I wasn't the first one to make a fucking slow-mo spark up. I wasn't the first one to put an intro disclaimer in the beginning of my videos. I wasn't the first one to have user submitted intros in the beginning of my videos like that. None of that was me. None of that was just like the first person ever. I didn't innovate anything, but it was the first person in the weed space who was doing that. So if you want to take elements from like other people's industries and like kind of blend it into your own, you really just want to make something that's your own. That's like the main thing that you want to do is create value for the people. You want other people to ask themselves, why do I watch this person? Like, why would I watch you over someone else in the same space? If you have the exact same product in your hand and you're doing the exact same review on the exact same thing, why would I watch your review over someone else's? Is really what it comes down to. You really want to create value there, and you just want to study a little bit, find an idea, latch onto it, and just twist it around a little bit. You don't have to reinvent the wheel or anything, but just maybe change the direction it spins. You know what I mean? It's good stuff. Next part is we're really getting into the videos. You want to have some structure. Casey Neistat has a fucking incredible video where he goes in depth on this. If you want to watch it, it's called like How to Vlog Like Casey Neistat or something. But his structure for the videos is very neat. It's very orderly. It's very, here's the beginning, here's maybe an issue or a problem, here's the meat of the video, here's the middle of it, and then here's the end resolution. It's exactly like a fucking 3-page essay. It's exactly like a book. It's exactly like any movie ever. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. It's exactly, if you watch my videos, they're structured like that. There's a beginning, there's a little bit of an intro, even if it's only like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, me grabbing a product, me doing something. There's a middle where it's me sitting down, talking about it, smoking, doing whatever. And then there's an end where I like sign out, or I do like a last little shot, or I do like a little funny something at the end. Like there's very distinct parts of my videos, and there's very distinct parts of every single one of your favorite creators' videos. Like just watch it from a completely like objective point of view and just look at like the storyline that they created. Every single successful creator has a very structured video plot timeline thing. You know what I mean? There's an intro. They're usually saying what's up. They're saying hello. They're getting you like introduced to the video. They're saying what they're going to do in that video. They're saying what's going to go down, so you're not left like guessing. Or sometimes there's like a little cliffhanger. A lot of vloggers do that. There's like a first 5-10 seconds, so you get like a little bit of a taste about what's going on later. That's an intro. It's like a hook. It's like the same thing. You just want to grab people's attention. I feel like it's the exact same thing as writing a book or like writing an essay, bro. It's like beginning, middle, end. You want to grab an attention. You want to have a hook. You want to have people interested in the beginning. You want to keep them through the middle, make sure that there's good stuff going on, that it's interesting. And at the end, you just want to conclude it up in a nice little package, not have any questions there at the end. It's textbook, baby. Like I said, Casey Neistat's video goes super in depth with it. Not super in depth. There's probably film classes or whatever, like free online classes that you can take on how to structure something. But for a video, having a beginning, middle, and end, and having a consistent beginning, middle, and end with all your videos, it helps build identity. It helps the actual video flow well, and it's some good stuff. Now the next part is flowing well, right? That's a big part. Editing. And I think timing and pacing, like those two things, timing and pacing will 100% make or break a video, bro. I think the best example of who does timing well or perfectly or just amazingly is David Dobrik. I don't know how the motherfucker does it, bro. You would think that like 30 minutes of footage condensed down into 4 minutes, 20 seconds is kind of wild to do, and it really is, but like there's always just some sort of structure there. Like it's, from an outside looking in, you could see a David Dobrik vlog, like 4 minutes, 20 seconds, and you can see that it's just like, it's almost like a bumblefuck of just crazy shit going on. But for the most part, every single video has like a central theme. There's like something going on. There's a certain character that it revolves around. There's a certain like little device or plot development or something like that. Every single video has like a very structured pace to it, and that's like, dude, timing and pacing is so fucking big. Like when I edit my videos and I'm like shutting a door or something, I sometimes will watch the clip back like 5-6 times just to make sure and cut out like 0.01 seconds, just because like the way it transitions, the way it flows, the way it like seamlessly goes from one shot to the other is important, bro. It's very important. Timing and pacing are so important to like everything. Just think about movies, right? When you think about a movie and when you think about why a movie is bad, like Suicide Squad or Batman versus Superman, it's like on paper they have great actors, there's great action, there's great CGI, there's good establishing shots, there's good cinematography. It's like what really went wrong with these movies? Like, why are these movies so bad? What is it about these movies that I don't like? And it's the timing, it's the pacing, it's the editing, it's all over the fucking place, bro. You ever seen Suicide Squad? It's like, what the fuck is happening right now? It's like there's a super long intro, and then like the middle is like super weird and short, and then like, I don't know, the timing is just off, bro. You go from like place to place, especially with Batman versus Superman. You were just going from like place to place, from time to time, and it was just like, it was an editing mess. Like it really was. It wasn't an acting mess, or it wasn't like a direction mess with like how the shots were going. It was literally just the editing was fucked up, and it was weird. It ruined like the whole pace of the movie. You just felt different. Pacing is so incredibly important in videos. You just want to make sure. I think the biggest thing that I try to make sure personally is that there's no downtime. There's no blank space. Like a lot of the time people will skip forward, and I'm pretty sure there's like statistics that YouTube provides for this. I'm pretty sure the only time that I've ever skipped forward for like a quality video is when there's like the ad read or whatever, you know, in the first little ad placement at the beginning of the video. It's like, all right, I can skip that. But I never want to have it so that if you skip forward on my video that you like don't miss anything. I think that's very important, that if you fast forward 10 seconds on a David Dobrik vlog, you probably missed something. Like there was something that you want to go back and watch. That is what you want to make with your videos. You never want to have it so that there's more than 10 seconds of just like nothing. You know what I mean? You can have these like, a lot of vloggers do it nowadays, where there's like these transition shots from one place to another, and like how to get from one place to another, and it's always like music and edited and stuff. That's not like dead time, in my opinion. That's not dead space. There's a lot of things that go on there, as long as there's something on the screen, if there's something, if there's a cool shot, if there's some music, if there's someone talking, if there's some new information, like something just always has to be going on. But at the same time, when it goes with pacing and stuff, you want to make sure that it's not too sporadic, that there's not too much going on. But you always want to, it's literally pacing, bro. It's timing. You want to just make it so that there's enough stuff to not be bored, but there's not enough to make you like overloaded or just like overwhelmed with just how much shit's going on. And like I said, the best person to study for that is David Dobrik, because there's so much shit in every video, but it's never too much. I mean, sometimes it is too much, to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? That was insane. But I feel like that's the point sometimes, you know what I mean? So make sure you got some good content in there. Make sure it's like eventful, that there's stuff going on, but make sure that it's just condensed and paced well, and it's given to the viewer at like a solid rate. You know what I mean? That there's like a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, but there's never enough. There's never a time period where it's just like, this is fucking boring. Like I don't want to watch this. This is stupid. You know what I mean? There's nothing going on right now. So yeah, make sure you got the timing and all that down. The next part that I think it doesn't really apply to all niches or genres or whatever, but I think it does help a majority of them, and it's having a cast. It's having recurring friends, recurring themes. It's a way for the viewer to like have like a homely or like a community kind of vibe, because at the end of the day, people follow other creators or like join like communities or like gangs or whatever, like sub gangs or whatever, because they want to feel like a part of something, right? At the end of the day, like even if you don't agree with that, like you want to feel like you are just like helping this person or a part of this person, or you're a part of this person's clique or their crew or their gang. You know what I mean? Like when you watch a David Dobrik vlog, it's fucking awesome. Like you feel like you're there. You know what I mean? That is a big part about having a cast or like having recurring characters, and it gets to a point where like you don't even have to mention them or say their names in every single video, like with my videos, people know who Kai is, people know who Big Mike is. I've never like formally like, hey guys, this is my friend Kai, this is where we met, here's how blah blah blah. I've never done that before. I've never done that with Big Mike. I've never done that with certain people in my videos, but people can come back and say like, oh, there he is, that's his homie, that's who he is in like every video. You know what I mean? Having a cast is just a very like warm and welcoming environment, but at the same time, you don't want to build your channel like around that cast, because every single time you have a cast and one of the cast members leaves, it's just like, it's a little weird, bro. There's a little divide right there, and it happens to like every single YouTuber. You ever seen a YouTuber that like has a girl around for a little bit and they break up, or have a YouTuber that has a friend around for a little bit and they break up? Like, look at the comments of those videos, bro. It's nothing but, what happened to so and so? Are so and so friends anymore? Like, what are they doing nowadays? And it's like, it got to a point for that for me for a little bit too, because like every single video that I didn't have Kyan in, every single video that I didn't have Big Mike, it would just be like, bro, where are your friends at? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on right here? So you just want to make sure that you have like an identity for yourself. You want to make sure that like your whole thing is centered around you, unless the whole thing is a group thing, like unless your whole channel niche or whatever is like the group, is the friend experience, then obviously you don't want to stray away from that. But I think it's pretty important to have a balance, man. I think that's the biggest thing with this episode, right? It's just like have a balance with it, but having a balance of like your solo content, and then having a balance of the group and the environment and just like the warm, cozy little feeling that you can get with everyone. That's pretty important, bro. So I think having a cast it allows for more digestible content for sure. It's just like, if it's a good vibe, it's a good energy there, it's easier to watch. You know what I mean? If there's more people talking, it's just like a better time. Even with like podcasts, bro. Like if I had another person talking right here, it'd be infinitely more interesting. And I think, in my opinion, at least, I don't know, I think other people just add like a whole different dynamic to it, and I think it's a good time. At the end of the day, though, right, after everything I've said, and I said it at the end of the last video as well, the most important thing is that the content is consistent. If you're going to stick with something, if you're going to have this like overarching theme of like maybe the homies or something, like you want to make sure that that is your thing, like your shtick. Like you just don't want to like go all over the place. I mean, it is kind of cool if you want to go all over the place. Maybe you want to have like a series or something. Maybe every Monday you upload this with the homies, and then every Friday it's like a solo video, or like, you know what I mean? Just have some consistency right there. Have some structure. Have something that the people can look forward to, and that they know what they're getting. and that's pretty important with content. That's like goes along with creating value at the same time as well. Yeah, I think that's it. Is that it? Having content, consistent, good stuff, good timing, good pacing. All my notes here are looking good, so I think that's gonna be. I think that might just be the second episode of the podcast, man. We're gonna wrap that up. Good stuff. Good times. Next episode, I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna talk about. You can leave some comments. I'm more than welcome to ideas. I wanted to talk about, I guess, monetization. I want to talk about monetization at one point, but I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be like the right next episode. I kind of want to take it slow, man. Take it in pieces. Take it like how I think you should take it. And I think these are the solid first 2 episodes for information on how to grow your shit. So if you have any questions, if you just want to be featured on the next podcast episode or something, you have any ideas, more than welcome to leave them in the comments. I would love that. Podcast is not yet available on iTunes or Spotify, but it will be soon. Don't even worry about it. So I think that is going to be the number 2 episode of the Concast. Make sure to check out Charcolito once again. Make sure to check out the channel and everything. I don't know. We should be uploading content on the regular Eric Con channel very soon. Check out Twitch, everything like that. Appreciate you guys. That's going to be episode 2. I will see you all very soon for episode 3. I love you all. Thank you for listening. All right. Peace.